That's basically it, instead of shark themed. But they have picked the Triceratops. Woohoo. Which I like. I totally didn't want to make him a Pachyrhinosaurus. I'm gonna make him a Cybertronian variant of a Pachyrhinosaurus, aren't I? Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make him a Pachyrhinosaurus. Oh god, everybody's gonna hate me for that. Okay. This is fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. But he is the idiot's idiot. He's the one all other teammates look down and sign with exasperation. Just kidding. He's the stupidest, but he's loved by all of them. Except the way they show love is very abusive. So, yeah. He also tries to cheer everybody up with his stupidity. He kind of tries to make himself a jester. Because, I don't know. For some reason, he's just a jester. He just gestures it up, I guess. And then you're probably wondering, why would he do that? Well, because he really loves his friends. Nobody makes him happier than his friends, and frankly, he's glad that he has them. Sure, they may beat him up sometimes, but that's just how they show affection. That's how you know that they actually care about you instead of just want to throw you out of the window. And, frankly, he was surprised that when he went missing, they didn't necessarily go searching for him initially. So, you know, he was shocked and kind of heartbroken when Starsaber had to come in and be like, "Why, hello, I am here to help you get fixed up." By the way, in my AU, Starsaber is a title, not a name. So when Starsaber kind of just, you know, when the Starsaber picks somebody and gives them the title of Starsaber, it's just a title. It doesn't make any one man. There's no one Starsaber. So, Kakaryu kind of just tried making themselves the butt of the joke. But then, when Garyu was like, we must train, everybody started to like Kakaryu much more. So instead of people looking down on him, they actually cared about him and worried about him. Although they didn't apologize, they just hit him in the head with a club, and then let Kakaryu hit them also in the head with a club. So, yeah. And also, Kakaryu, still stupid, and, well, what else is there to say? Like, they're just bros. They be bros, for real, for real. He's also kind of just a little goober. He doesn't really fight much, and when he does fight, he usually picks the wrong weapon and then has to go all over and be like, well, I need a new weapon. He also really likes bubble baths, which are actually just acid baths that is so hot that it boils, so they have to add more acid. Chips off all of the blood, you know? And then we have Ryu. Also, I just realized that Kakaryu probably has the longest segment in this whole thing, so, they maybe have favoritism. But then we have Ryu. Slow and steady. That's how Ryu works. They also turned into a Brontosaurus. Woo. Brontosaurus. Pianosaurus. He sings a chorus. I will stop. But honestly, he's just straightforward and unflinchingly honest. He strides into battle, ready to take any Autobot head on. Literally, he likes headbutting people. And also, he is probably the strongest when it comes to their Pretender shell. I know, how come the two, possibly three, well, I mean, they all have shells, technically. And they all are armor plated, but somehow the Brontosaurus is possibly the most fortified. I don't know. He's the biggest, so I don't know. Like, literally one of his toes is the size of a friggin' Cybertronian male. Or just Cybertronian in general. You gotta whack you. But then again, that is his shell. They really are just kind of knight-sized, which I will put up a height for the knights, or at least the average knight height. But yeah, they large, especially their shells, since, you know, they ride on top of them. But, you know, there's also mass shifting, so he can make himself... I mean, they can't necessarily go any lower than what they are, because that was when mass shifting couldn't do that. They can just go from their normal height to bigger heights. Since, you know, Quintus was cool like that. He made all of his troops kind of just better. Also, for some reason, he combined a machine gun to a shotgun, and then put a bunch of slug bullets that were pyro bullets. Yeah, I don't know. Somehow it works. Maybe he has Warhammer 40k orc logic, I don't know. And then the one person who actually should be here, since it's a pterodon, not a pterodactyl. Wow. It's actually, I mean, no dinosaur could fly or swim. But, you know, I guess, whatever. I mean, in my view, these guys aren't even really based off of dinosaurs. They just so happen to resemble dinosaurs. Since in my AU, Transformers have their own type of Jurassic, quote-unquote, period. Jurassic Park. And well, his head gets stuck in the clouds. Ironic. But no, literally, one time they got stuck in a smog cloud and then they were just kind of screaming for help. And then the DINOFORCE came along and snatched him up. That was before Dino King could fly, so they just had to make one big leap. And Yokaru is, well, the other DINOFORCers, as he likes to say, are hardworking team players. Yokaru is disinterested in effort and isn't particularly interested in work. And I mean, Garyu's hub does hub. Goodness, I might as well make this a blooper. Okay, let me do this again. You know, nah, I'm too far in. But Garyu's club does hurt, but he won't do anything with real enthusiasm, and only do just enough to be considered the job done. The easy life, that's what he's after. If he weren't such a slacker, he'd be an ideal aerial combatant. You can nearly achieve light speed in flight, and a semi-autonomous pterodon shell's wings are capable of generating magnetic nets that can halt any foe in their tracks. This sets them perfectly for the Yoko Tarano fire attack, a high-speeding ramming attack where a shell becomes engulfing in high heat flames, but, well, effort. No thanks. Somebody else will come for him, right? So, yeah. Oh, wait, sorry, the other ones have, really cool moves. My bad, I thought it was only... Whoops, I thought it was... For some reason, I thought it was only, Doryu and... not Doryu, but you know what I mean. But, okay, so Gore uses Go Tyranno Sparky. Even without the shell, he can hold his own with his best, firing heat rays from his claws and manipulating gravity to incapacitate and crush opponents, typically by creating trapping rings of energy that hurl from his club. Then we have... Now see, this is the only canon stuff, but the Do's Degu Cutter, naturally, every one of these moves can still backfire on him and on semi-regular basis. Doru also does struggle with not just, slicing himself. Then we already know Geiru's. Then Kakaryu has the Kaku Tricera Field that makes him impervious to damage, which probably helps considering how often he gets beans. Which is basically, bam, cub, what? Bam, club to the head, die. That's kind of all what it does. There's perhaps no great surprise, then, that Kakaru did eventually end up switching sides, joining the Autobots as a new member of the Dinobots. He even participated in the Power Core Combiner program, getting a new color code named Grimmaster. Didn't make any of that stuff do. And also, he has actually, in my AU, joined the much younger Dinobots. Still a doof, though. But then he went back to the DINOFORCE as he sees him as family, even if he had a moment of treachery. Then Ryu, which Ray Brontohole, he's also the DINOFORCE's aquatic specialist. But he can create localized earthquakes that leave massive cracks in the ground, throwing enemies off balance and sending them plummeting. A move he calls Rybrontahole. And then Yukaru is Yuka. We already did that. And then, see, those abilities were canon, so that's why I didn't include them, because I'm stupid. Yeah. And, well, Dino King is what they fuse into.